I'm Eva Kennedy. I think I've been around the Indian community all my life. I started getting back active about 1956 and was the Indian Princess many moons ago. And let's see, we worked hard for North American Indian Association for years, and we decided we moved around a little bit to try to get settled, to learn what the community was and what we needed. And we had a needs assessment going. What do we need? We need housing, we need education, we need jobs, and we need help. And that's where we started, and we started looking for grants to see if we could support our programs, and we found them through federal and state, and we were very happy about that. And I know the program was kind of small when we began, and then the health department thought, well, we can make a little bit more money if we get self-incorporated. So that's when the Indian Health broke away from North American Indian Association, and they become incorporated so they could find funds directly to the health. Indian health is so important to the community. You have to have your health before you can go to school, or even before you can get a job. So we're very proud of what it's become so far, and especially educating the young people. I thought the more you give and the more you get involved, the more you get back, you know. And I've always enjoyed all the people I've ever met and worked with, the kids and the adults. Some of them can be kind of funny, but makes you laugh and go home in the day. So, but you know, I really don't have a single favorite program. They're all favorites. I think it's really important for the kids to get educated, and I know I started with her Head Start and worked with the grade school kids and then high school and college, and I think it's important for them to get an insight on the Native life. And oh golly, I just think they're all great. The garden they have, I can see them planting tobacco and corn, and the kids need to learn about those things, and adults too. So, and then the solstice, I love going to the solstice. We love the Christmas party. So, let's see, what else do we have exciting? I don't know, they've just come a long way since 1978, and I'm so proud of all the workers that's here. I think they've done a really fantastic job of trying to do their job, get some good folks working, doing their job, and I don't know, I think they're doing pretty good. They all need a raise. We got to get that federal government to give us more shunya.
Hi, my name is Rosebud Schneider. I'm the Sacred Roots Program Assistant. I've worked here for almost 9 years now. I'm a lifelong member of the Detroit Urban Native Community and American Indian Health and Family Services. My earliest memory of American Indian Health is probably being part of the Dream Seekers youth group. My dad and my brother were part of the very first one, and me and my brother were in the group that helped start and help create that name, Dream Seekers. So that's something that I'm really proud of. Those friendships that that we created in the very beginning have lasted our entire lives, and many of those people are part of our AHFS staff now. So it's been really great. So my favorite memory of being here at AHFS is probably being able to watch my children grow up alongside all the kids that have come through the AHFS doors. So when I started working here, my son was 6 months and my daughter was 2.5. And I was in the Healthy Start program. So my children have grown up right along with those children, and it's been really great. And my kids have really grown up with me, have everything that I've learned here, they've learned too. They've been my guinea pigs, and they've been my my cheerleaders and my groupies and my my roadies. And it's been really great to have my children alongside with me through this entire journey. And that's something that I'm really proud of, being able to be a part of an agency that is so family oriented. I wouldn't be able to work as hard as I do and take as much pride as I do in my work if I didn't have a supportive agency and a supportive leadership that understood what it meant to actually be family friendly. So, yeah. So meeting the mission is always something important in whatever role you're playing in. And I, as a community member and as staff, I really do wholeheartely believe that we are meeting our mission. We walk the talk, as most say. We are really grounded in our spirituality and our culture, and really being able to instill those values into our community. And I think that being able to think about the next 7 generations and what we want to leave as our legacy is something that drives a lot of us here at this agency. Being a good ancestor, so to speak, is something that definitely speaks to me, and I do really think that a lot of us here at this agency are doing everything we can to meet our mission.
Hello, my name is Dr. Josette French, and I am a member of the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians. I am a family physician here at American Indian Health and Family Services, and I first started working here 20 years ago in December of 1998. I first heard about AIHFS when I was a family practice resident at Oakwood Hospital in Dearborn, Michigan. At that time, Dr. Kelly Kruger was one of my preceptors, and as I was getting close to graduating from residency, she told me about an opportunity to work for American Indian Health and Family Services. At that time, Dr. Kosovic was the family physician here, and he was looking to open his own practice. So I was able to meet with Lucy Harrison. She was the executive director at the time, and I was hired on right after I finished residency in 1998. At that time, we were in a very small clinic over on Verner, and that's where I worked for the first 2 years that I worked for American Indian Health and Family Services. The medical clinic where we are now was being renovated at the time, and we finally were able to move into our current facilities in September about of 2000, and that's where we have been as a medical clinic ever since. Some of my favorite memories at American Indian Health and Family Services are actually personal family memories for me. I was able to have all 3 of my children's naming ceremonies in the social hall. I also have a lot of memories of the winter solstices of years gone by when my kids were all little and running around the social hall, and watching them grow up over the years at American Indian Health and Family Services. And another early memory of mine that was unexpected but so nice to be able to experience was meeting several of the elder clients in the area who grew up on Sugar Island, which is where my grandmother was born and raised. And I remember meeting them. They would always ask me about my background, and then they would be able to share stories with me about my grandmother and growing up with her on Sugar Island. So that was very unexpected, but definitely something I appreciate and would never have experienced had I not come to AIHFS to work. If I had to use one word to describe the changes that I have seen at American Indian Health and Family Services over the last 20 years, I would choose the word growth. We started out as a very small agency 20 years ago with about a dozen employees when I started here, and very limited services. Over the last 20 years, we have been able to add so many services, so many more employees, and be able to offer a lot more to our community. We have departments that work with children, with pregnant mothers, with the gardening program, with women's groups and men's groups and cooking classes and all these things that we weren't able to do back in 1998 that as an agency we now do regularly and offer to the community. Has just been a wonderful thing to see over the years. One of the things I've really enjoyed being able to do is work with so many of our young people who have come to do internships or shadowing with us, and I've really enjoyed seeing our Native young people starting their own journeys into medical school or into the healthcare fields with the desire to go out on their own and be able to help in their own way, you know, in the future. And finally, after 20 years of working at American Indian Health and Family Services, I can say that I am very proud of the work we have done over the years and the work we continue to do now, and that I am confident that we will continue to do in the future.
Siguli squaguigu, Fred Blaisdell ni yungyats anyata aga ni wagi sky wagi ni wagi dolota. Hello everybody, my name is Fred Blasdell. I'm Oneida Bear Clan, and my time here at American Indian Health and Family Services has been pretty much lifelong for me. I started as a dream seeker when I was younger, all the way up into high school. Then I went away to university, and I came back and I was able to shadow Dr. French, Dr. Ketchman in the medical clinic. Then once I got my bachelor's degree, I came back and I was able to serve the community as the medical case manager. I learned a lot there working with the medical staff and learning from the patients and the community there. And I also returned as a mentor and staff member with the Dream Seekers program, and I was able to help with the youth there. And then I left the agency and went on to medical school at the University of Minnesota. And so one of my favorite memories of working and being at American Indian Health and Family Services was probably my last day. The staff members got together and we had a luncheon to kind of celebrate my time here and all the working with all the patients and community members down in the social hall. And some of the staff members gifted me with this beautifully beaded stethoscope here. And I love it so much. And me being a medical student embarking on the medical school journey, I wear this every day. Either when I'm just studying in my room by myself to remind myself of the clinic and the staff and the community members here that support me and are there behind me. But I also wear this when I'm in the clinic too, different tribal clinics, and just to show that symbol of connection there between myself and them and their cultural aspect. And I think that me and this organization being here really aligns with the mission, because myself being an Oneida person, one day going to be an Oneida physician, and I hope to give back to a different Native community in some way as a physician in the future.